It was a complete shock today when we found out about Natalie and Judith. The media actually found out before we did, and so we were completely taken by surprise, and it was this overwhelming mixture of this happiness and sadness and guilt that there are still people that need to be rescued. We have a family group text that's been happening ever since we've started. We've never actually been so close as a family until this tragedy happened. And so my father texted the group saying they think they're free, but we're not sure. And so please don't have any hope because we really don't want to disappoint. And then as it became clearer and clearer with the news reports that it was a mother and a daughter, our reactions just became more and more intense. I feel like for the past 2 weeks I've been holding in a lot of emotion because I felt like I needed to be really strong for Natalie and Judith. And so when we heard the news that that was happening, all of a sudden it was like all those emotions that I've been having for the past 2 weeks just overflowed. It's been an impossible situation these past 2 weeks. We're a very peaceful people. We are people that believe in the sanctity of all human life, whether they're Israelis or Palestinians. And so we as a family have just kind of had to buckle down because we knew as tough as we were having, dealing with the emotions, that doesn't compare at all to what Natalie and Judith are going through. And so it's been 13 days and it's felt like 13 years. I spoke with Natalie about a week and a half before this all happened. She had messaged me because she heard about this new game called Pokemon Go on her phone, which is like 7 years old. And she asked me if I had an account and if I would send her a potion. And so I logged back in for the first time in 5 years and sent her this potion. We talked about that, and we talked about we're getting matching tattoos on her 18th birthday, which is on Tuesday. So we're going to push it back a little bit. I actually got a tattoo in her honor 2 days ago on my arm. And so we'll do that together soon. Two Saturdays ago, we got a text from Natalie saying, "Hey, I'm in the house right now. There is gunshots and explosions outside, and we're going to lock our doors and be as quiet as possible." A couple hours later, the IDF took back the city and went to free them in that house and found that the house was empty. And they found glass on the inside of the house, meaning someone had broken in. A couple days later, we heard from a neighbor who told us that he had witnessed Natalie and Judith being escorted out at gunpoint by Hamas. When I first heard that Natalie and Judith had been taken, there was this like surrealism that was happening in my brain where I was like, billions of people visit Israel every year. And why is my family 10% of the Americans that have been captured? And so it was this like intense doubt that like, well, of course they're just in a refugee hospital somewhere, or Natalie's phone died because she was playing Pokemon Go. And the longer and longer it took, the more we realized, oh, this is a serious thing. This is actually happening. Once they are released by the Israeli government, who is checking them in hospitals and making sure physically they're healthy, we know they're going to come back to Chicago, and I'll get on a flight as soon as I hear that that's happening. And I would love for it to happen before her 18th birthday on the 24th. But if not, that's fine. We will do whatever she wants. I would say we would get a steak, but in reality, I know she probably wants like McDonald's fries is what she actually wants. When I see her again, I think there aren't going to be words to express what's going on. I think it's just going to be this like intense hug that is bigger than words and bigger than what we could actually communicate verbally. You know, when Natalie and Judith are reunited with us, it's not over, because there are still hostages, Israeli hostages, American hostages, hostages from all over the world, and we care just as deeply about those families as we do our own, because we know the pain of what's happened, and we know that there are civilians in Gaza right now who had nothing to do with this, who are being hurt. And so we as a family are just praying as much as possible for all those human lives, and just please keep hope, because that's the only thing you've got. So this is the tree of life in the Jewish culture. So we have the tree of life because throughout this whole thing, it was always believed that Natalie was still alive and I was going to always be with her again. And so we've got the tree of life with the flowers that are growing from it, as well as my name, Natalie's name, and my other brother, Adam.